just kind of do a quick little diabetes chat, kind of go over how things have been going, how things are running, and et cetera, et cetera. As you know, when you have diabetes, you are at risk for a whole slew of complications. Many of them I'm just now finding out about. Obviously, loss of eyesight is a big one, kidney damage is a big one, peripheral neuropathy. That's, those are the big three that everybody tends to know about, and why those of us with diabetes tend to get annoyed when people come up to us and say, aren't you worried about going blind? Aren't you worried about your kidneys failing? Aren't you worried about losing your feet? Like, we've been hearing about that since we were diagnosed. Yes, it's in the back of our minds, but thank you for reminding us, because, we didn't have enough to put up with this illness or day-to-day complications that we have that a lot of people don't see. For example, blood sugars going too high, which can result in ketoacidosis, which can result in hospitalizations. Blood sugars going too low, which can result in hospitalization. And there was one time my blood sugars actually went so low. This was when I still lived in Chicago, and I was walking from the train to my office. My feet gave out. Like, I lost control of all of my muscles, just kind of passed out, hit my head on the sidewalk. I now have a big scar by my left eye and partial nerve damage on the left side of my face. So that's why sometimes if you look at videos of me or pictures of me, you'll notice that my left eye does not seem to have the same level of openness that my right eye does. That's because I damaged the nerves when I passed out. So, that was obviously a complication related to another possible issue that can happen on a daily basis to those of us with diabetes. I recently developed a complication that I didn't realize was a thing until after I developed it. Obviously, when I was first diagnosed back in 1988, the internet was not really much of a thing then. So, Google searches didn't really happen when I was diagnosed. So I found out that apparently trigger finger, which has nothing to do with shooting a gun, it has to do with your finger kind of getting locked in a bent position. Right now, this one has the trigger finger issue. That's actually a complication of diabetes. So I'm probably going to have to get treated for that. That's fun. It's just another one of those things that you go to the doctor and you're like, yeah, I have such and such issue going on. And they're like, oh yeah, that's X, Y, and Z. And then you go home and you kind of do an internet search. And of course, one of the risk factors, diabetes. So yeah, it's just one of those never-ending cascading illnesses where because you have this one issue, you have a lot of other issues related to it. So apparently I have a complication now of diabetes that I didn't even realize was a complication until it occurred. But yeah, just another day in the life of those of us who happen to have this illness, this disease, whatever you want to call it. And we keep chugging along. So get knocked down, you get back up, and you keep on going. And I would like to hear from you guys. What are some things that you've noticed that you've developed as a result of having diabetes? I know a lot of people, because it's an autoimmune illness, sometimes they'll get a concurrent autoimmune illness with their diabetes. Have you had any complications from your diagnosis? Have you noticed any health changes that can be traced back directly to having diabetes? Let's kind of help each other out. Let's kind of throw some things out there, not to create worry, obviously. I mean, we obviously have enough on our plate to worry about, but, just so we're more aware as a community of things we should be on the lookout for, things that maybe are not readily apparent, just so we can kind of help each other out and also be a bit of a support when these things show up, so we can go to our doctor and say, hey, I have these symptoms. I know this is a risk if I have diabetes. Can you look into this? Just so we're more aware and can take care of ourselves in advance. I guess that's what I'm hoping we can do with this. is kind of be more proactive in terms of how we approach healthcare rather than reactive and finding out after the fact, oh, I guess this was a risk factor for me. So anyway, yeah. Take care. I hope everybody has a great week. I'm actually, let me stand up here. I'm trialing an Omnipod. As you know, I use the t:slim insulin pump, but I was recently given an Omnipod to try out. It's a demo pod, so it doesn't have any insulin in it, but just going to try that for the next 3 days, see how it works, because that was the first insulin pump that I really wanted to go on, but I had some issues coordinating it with my insurance. So now I'm on the t:slim, which, by the way, I absolutely love. And I am a Dexcom warrior, and I was given permission by the folks at Tandem to refer to myself as an official unpaid t:slim X2 enthusiast. So obviously I'm going to keep wearing my t:slim for a while, at least until my warranty runs out in 3 years. But yeah, I thought, well, might as well just test out the Omnipod, see how I like wearing it, because I'd like to be as informed as I possibly can be going forward. Okay, now I'm really wrapping this up. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.